That's live. That's the first.
Good evening. Welcome to the City of Pasadena City Council meeting, February 19th, 6 p.m. We'll have Brian Hillard from the Golden Acres Baptist Church lead us in the invocation. Carrie Bass, you'll do the pledges. Would everybody please stand?
Before we start, I'd like to say thank you for this wonderful opportunity and to let you know that there's our churches and other organizations and people all around this city that are praying for you and pray for you on a regular basis. And so I just appreciate y'all and the time commitment that y'all put into this. I know it takes a toll on you and your family. I just wanted to let you know that you're not alone. Let us pray. Thank you for every person that is filling these seats here tonight, Lord. For each mind and heart that fills the presence of this room, we thank you. We have an idea, and we have a vision that we want to accomplish. However, only you can see in perfect detail the very end. Every project, every season, every life. Only you truly know what we are setting out to accomplish tonight. Give everyone in this room ears to hear, eyes to see, and wisdom to speak. Allow your righteousness to transcend our efforts and understanding. Forgive us of our pride, the pride that puffs up and the pride that threatens to bring disunity. Strengthen our confidence in who you have made us to be. Set us free from comparison in order to work together and stand together. Bless this meeting tonight. Bless the conversations and all those who are present. Use this time to unite our city, for I truly believe that there are greater things that you have to be done in the city. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor.
Everybody address the American flag and
assist me.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay, sir. Mr. Bass.
Thank you for coming out today. It's rough weather out there, but it's Pasadena, so it'll get pretty tomorrow, so it doesn't matter. I want to thank y'all again. I just want to mention that we had a wonderful State of the City. It was over, and I think it was a record-breaking at the State of the City. Mayor Wagner did a fine job, represents Pasadena good. In fact, I had a guy send me a picture the other day, and Pasadena's getting so good. Let me see if I can find this thing. There's a picture. That's a bald eagle out by Fairmont and Red Bluff, right out there by the church. And I says, even the bald eagle thinks Pasadena is good enough to live in, so that's pretty good. With that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Singleton.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome here this evening. We'd like to also reiterate that we did have a fantastic State of the City. You know, the message of progress and motion was very clear and concise. And a lot of the attributes and the shout outs from the mayor went to our city employees. So, you know, our city employees are what makes our city great, from the folks that pick up our garbage to our police officers that protect us and our firefighters and first responders, our secretaries, all the folks throughout our city make us great. But it's the people of Pasadena that are moving us forward, and we appreciate you so much. And with that, Mayor, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Felipe.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. I'd like to start off with thanking our police department. I've had a lot of reports from my district, and we had a lot of extra patrols going. Also, code enforcement, they've been out more than usual, I guess, because I've gotten a lot of good response from citizens in District A. And all our city employees have done a wonderful job here in the city. And with that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Lehman.
Thank everybody for coming out tonight, and I want to welcome Bill Pittman, president of Mount Vernon Civic Club. Thank you for coming. With that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Harrison.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to say appreciation to Mrs. Sanchez on McNay Street. She called me a couple of weeks ago. The city was out there and started to make some repairs they didn't finish on her street. And I looked at it as the most worst street I've ever seen in Pasadena. The people couldn't even get into their homes. They had it blocked off, holes and everything else. And even the comments were made that the city crews left because they had to work on more important streets. So I immediately called Robin Green after I looked at the project, and Ms. Sanchez was true in her statement. And the very next day, I want to say thank you to Robin Green. He had city crews out there, and they put an overlay on McNay Street where the residents can get in and out of their homes. So they did a great job, and I do appreciate the quick response, but this was a road that sincerely need to be done. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Caseros.
Well, thank you all. Thank you all for coming out this evening. I appreciate y'all being here. I tell you what, it's pretty cold out there, huh? My nose is sniffling and I'm getting all crazy, but I tell you what, I appreciate y'all coming out and faring the weather. I think, like as Councilmember Bass said, it'll get warm in a couple hours, so it's Texas weather. So I want to thank. I also would like to thank the Public Works Director, Robin Green, and the men and women that go out there and do the work for us on a daily basis. They're out there faring the weather, rain, cold, when it's hot outside as well. I had a constituent needed some repairs to his driveway. The city had done some water repair work there, and they went back and fixed the man's driveway, the family's driveway. So I want to say thanks to the Public Works Director, everyone who helped do that. Kudos to you all, and thank you all very much for being quick in the response. That I pass, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Wheeler.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, thank everyone for coming out tonight. We have in the audience tonight a member of the American Legion, Joseph Thomas. He's making an announcement about an annual American Legion awards ceremony, and it really goes to present awards to people that are significant in our community, that do a lot of good for our community. The Pasadena police officers, Pasadena volunteer firemen, EMT, PISD police officers, crossing guards, Precinct 2, Precinct 8. It's really a great night, and it gives you an opportunity to learn a little bit about the personal lives of the people that do so much for our community day in, day out without much recognition. So that is going to be held on Friday, April 12, 2019. I think we're going to have another announcement on that. Also, we have elections coming up. This year, things are going to be done a little bit differently. The county has started a program, voting centers, which will allow residents to vote at any voting location. So we've all been there where you drive to the wrong polling location, they say you have to drive somewhere else to vote. Under this current system, you'll be able to vote at any voting location in the entirety of Harris County. Early vote will no longer be at City Hall as it stands right now. It will be at the Phelps Courthouse and San Jacinto Central Campus Library. On Election Day, there's going to be 11 voting locations as it stands right now. Those voting locations are Bobby Shaw Middle School, Deepwater Junior High, Fairmont Elementary, Harvey Turner Elementary, John Phelps Courthouse, Keller Middle School, the Korean First Baptist Church, Red Bluff Elementary School, San Jacinto College Central Campus, Vincent Miller Intermediate School, and Williams Elementary. So it's not going to be your typical voting locations, but if you find one, you will be able to vote there. Now, in the district I represent, District E, we usually vote at May Smith Elementary. As you know, that's been rebuilt recently, so there wasn't a voting location. There wasn't a voting location really in the heart of District E where people typically vote. So I have contacted the county. It looks like they will be adding Sam Rayburn High School as an election day voting location. So in total, there will be 12 locations in Pasadena. Get to any of them and you will be able to vote. So you'll be getting more from that from the city, public postings, and I'm sure you'll get that from the candidates, but we do a little different. With that, I'll pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Kane.
Also like to, thank everyone for coming out tonight on this foggy night. I'd like to thank Pastor Brian Hellard from Golden Acres Baptist Church for the invocation tonight. I'd like to recognize Jerry Jones and his wife from Parkgate North subdivision I lived in for 20 years. I've known them for a long time. Without I pass, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. All right, citizens want to speak to council. Joseph Thomas.
Mayor, council members, as Councilman Wheeler was talking about, we are hosting our annual Policemen Firefighters Banquet on April the 12th. Dinner will be served at 6 p.m. The award ceremony will start at 7. Pasadena police officer, Pasadena volunteer fireman, EMT, PISD police officer, Precinct 2 and Precinct 8 constables, as well as our PISD Crossing Guard of the Year will be recognized. I've stood here before this council many, many times to talk about this event. I'm always impressed with the turnout that we get from our city, but what impresses me more is the stories that I hear about what these men and women are doing. It's phenomenal what they have to go through every day, and then they hear the stories, the little children that have to be saved from car wrecks and everything else, and they put their lives in danger to protect us. So if you get a chance, I invite everyone to be there on April the 12th. It's a Friday evening. Again, 6 o'clock dinner, 7 o'clock for the ceremony. And tonight I get the pleasure of announcing another program that the American Legion has ventured off into. In cooperation with the VFW and the DAV here in Pasadena, we will be hosting on May the 11th, it's a Saturday, at 11 a.m. we'll be doing the ceremony, at noon will be lunch, but it's called the Blue Star Send-Off. Pasadena has young men and women who join the military, and right as school is going to be ending this year, they will be going out to boot camp. Pasadena hasn't been able to send them off in a righteous way, and we're going to make sure that that gets to start happening starting in May. So I invite, again, everybody to come out on May the 11th so that we can send off our young men and women to boot camp. We'll be handing them challenge coins. I'm sure that some of you will be there to speak, as well as some of our other local politicians. And we'd like to make sure that they understand that the city of Pasadena and their brothers and sisters, because once they raise that hand, Cody and Don both know they're now our brothers and sisters. So, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, presentation of the minutes of February 5th, 2019, 10 a.m. We got a motion by Lehman. Second by Bass. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Progress payments. We have a motion, Casados. Second, Caton. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Financial resolutions. Motion Casados. Second, Wheeler. Any questions?
Mayor.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to thank you for the best money.
Yes, sir. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Personnel changes A.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine. Second, Villarreal. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. We have one no, Madam Secretary. Casados, no on the personnel. Okay, brings us to City Board and Commission. Houston Suburb Estates, partial replat, number 22, 1 reserve, 1 block.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine. Second Bass. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Madam Secretary, that brings us down to final readings.
Ordinance 2019-3, amending the Code of Ordinances to Chapter 37, Water, Sewers, and Sewers Disposal by amending Section 3747, Sale of Water to Industrial Users at Subsection B, Base Rates, and amending Ordinance Number 2018-108, Water Supply Agreement by amending the water rates as indicated on Exhibit A and establish an effective date. Ordinance 2019-4, approving payment for the Houston Area Library Automated Network Consortium fees for the Pasadena Public Library, $77,487.25. Ordinance 2019-5, contract with HR Green, Inc. for the design of Crenshaw Water Plant Pump Improvements Project CIP W028 for a total appropriation $42,310 from the System CIP Fund Balance Account. Ordinance 2019-6, contract with Arsenault Wilson & Co. LLC for design services for Drainage Mitigation Project B7 CIP DM B7 for a total appropriation $263,565 from FEMA Hazard Mitigation Grant Program account. Ordinance 2019-7, contract with Brooks & Spark, Inc. for design services for Drainage Mitigation Project A2, C1, C7, and SWCIPs number DMA2, DMC1, DMC7, and DMSW for a total appropriation $2,512,481 from the FEMA Hazard Mitigation Grant Program account. Ordinance 2019-8, contract with Dannenbaum Engineering Corporation for design services for Drainage Mitigation Project A3, CIP, DMA3 for a total appropriation $373,934.50 from the FEMA Hazard Mitigation Grant Program account. Ordinance 2019-9, contract with Administrator Henshaw Russ and Associates, Inc. for design services for Drainage Mitigation Project A5 CIP DMA05 for a total appropriation $328,555 from the FEMA Hazard Mitigation Grant Program account. Ordinance 2019-10, contract with Intech Civil Engineers, Inc. for design services for Drainage Mitigation Projects B1, B3, B4 CIPs number DMB1, DMB3, DMB4 for a total appropriation $1,374,670.30 from the FEMA Hazard Mitigation Grant Program account. Ordinance 2019-11, contract with HR Green, Inc. for design services for Drainage Mitigation Projects C3, C4, C5, C6, and CL CIPs number DMC3, DMC4, DMC5, DMC6, and DMCL for a total appropriation $2,466,262.10 from the FEMA Hazard Mitigation Grant Program account. Ordinance 2019-12, contract with Kennel, Inc. for design services for Drainage Mitigation Project B5, CIP number DMB5 for a total appropriation $613,643 from the FEMA Hazard Mitigation Grant Program account. Ordinance 2019-13, contract with KIP Professionals, Inc. for design services for Drainage Mitigation Project B2, CIP DMB2 for a total appropriation $355,776 from the FEMA Hazard Mitigation Grant Program account. Ordinance 2019-14, contract with J. Morales, Inc. for design services for Drainage Mitigation Project A7, CIP DMA7 for a total appropriation $343,805 from the FEMA Hazard Mitigation Grant Program account. Ordinance 2019-15, contract with RPS Infrastructure, Inc. for design services, Drainage Mitigation Project BC, CIP DMB6 for a total appropriation $257,059 from the FEMA Hazard Mitigation Grant Program account. Ordinance 2019-16, contract with S&B Infrastructure Limited for design services for Drainage Mitigation Projects A6 and C2, CIP's numbers DMA6 and DMC2 for total appropriation $1,334,217.66 from the FEMA Hazard Mitigation Grant Program account. Ordinance 2019-17, contract with Cirrus Engineers, Inc. for design services for Drainage Mitigation Projects A1, A4, HH, CIP numbers DMA1, DMA4, DMHH for total appropriation $2,652,236.75 from the FEMA Hazard Mitigation Grant Program account. Ordinance 2019-18, agreement with Bill Gray for instructional services to provide karate classes. Ordinance 2019-19, dedicating a road easement from city-owned property situated in the William Vince Bayou Survey, abstract number 78 to Harris County, Texas, for the Pasadena Boulevard reconstruction project from State Highway 225 to Harris Avenue. Ordinance 2019-20, amending the Code of Ordinances of Chapter 36, Traffic, Article 7, Stopping, Standing, and Parking, Section 36, 176.3, same offenses. Ordinance 2019-21, annual contract with Dano Enterprises, Inc. for purchase of paper refuge bags. Ordinance 2019-22, amending ordinance number 2018-156, annexing certain properties in the geographic boundaries of the city of Pasadena by deleting exhibits D7, D8, D9, D10, D11, D12, and D13. Ordinance 2019-23, contract with Horizon International Group for the construction of the municipal court building for a total appropriation $11,710,000 from the 2017 and 2018 certificate of obligation fund bond account. Ordinance 2019-24, annual contract with Firetron, Inc. for the fire extinguisher services. Ordinance 2019-25, amending the Code of Ordinances of Chapter 37, Water, Sewers, and Sewage Disposal, Article 7, prohibition of pollution of the municipal separate storm sewer system by amending Section 37-225, penalties, subsection A. Ordinance 2019-26, annual maintenance contract for the city's Avaya phone system and Audix answering system, $72,398.52. And ordinance 2019-27, contract with CB Gear and Machine, Inc. for a tear down and repair of gearbox 6354 at Vince Bayou Wastewater Treatment Plant, $59,751.
Okay, motion?
Motion.
Motion Shanebine, second Lehman. Any questions?
Mayor?
Who said mayor first? Wheeler, go ahead, sir.
I'll go for, okay, just just for everyone at home, I know that was a lot of words there, and a lot of numbers and dashes and everything else is going out. Just so you know, when people at home, when you hear the word CIP, that's Capital Improvement Project. That's actual tangible roads, infrastructure to the city. And we had 12 major ordinances here that come through the FEMA Hazard Mitigation Grant Program. It's millions of dollars being given to the city of Pasadena to do work, capital improvement projects in Pasadena. So it's really a really great thing that's happening. And so I know you heard a lot of numbers, but all equates to projects taking place in Pasadena. Pass.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead, sir.
I just want to ditto Councilman Wheeler, and I wanted to commend our city secretary for doing that under 5 minutes. Great job. I timed her.
Oh, beautiful. Good job. Go ahead, sir.
Mayor, also to recognize the previous council members' comments, in total agreement, we're spending a little over $15 million on capital improvement projects from FEMA. And the good news is that this is just a drop in the bucket. We've got about $84 million because we had a total of $100 million. So over the course of the next several months to probably over a year, we'll be looking at other projects throughout the whole city, as well as immediate projects. But, you know, this is just a start, and we actually can thank a lot of people for going after this money. Mark Gardemal is one to truly be recognized, which the mayor recognized him during the State of the City. And, you know, citizens of Pasadena ought to recognize and get to know that name, Mark Gardemal. He's going to be one of the people that we look back that really helped with flood mitigation throughout all of Pasadena. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mark,
Go ahead, sir.
yeah, I just want to say that a lot of this money and a lot of these projects are dedicated to the historical part of Pasadena. That is an area where there is a large need, and there's quite a bit of this can be done in that area. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead, sir.
I just wanted to touch to that point. A lot of this is going to be done in the historic part of Pasadena, which in District A is needed for many, many years. So it's a great investment. So looking forward to it.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments?
Mayor,
Go ahead, sir.
just like to mention, actually what's going to be done all up in the northeast part of Pasadena, all of those streets that we've identified is going to be actually cut down and made just like detention ponds, okay? There could be new streets in there, and everything's going to be lowered, okay? To where instead of your homes flooding, the streets are going to be flooding. Because sometimes you're going to have a time getting out until the water recedes, but at least it's not getting in your homes. And this is a big step forward in flood mitigation. Without a pass.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments? Go ahead, sir.
Yes, Mayor. Yeah, I've been looking at this, and the whole purpose of this is to lower the streets. Our streets have been lowered the history of Pasadena. That's how we do our drainage. And I'd like to have a report from Mark Gardemal, because we're throwing all the water in the streets. They're going to lower them. I'm concerned how we're going to get in and out of their homes, and flooding, you can't get in there now because that's the way it's drainage now. But in the future, I don't want it like Venice. We have to paddle down there in a darn rowboat. I've just got some questions on it. Lowering the roads, is that really going to? I wish they'd look at other solutions instead of lowering all the roads. We're going to have more flooding in the streets. That I pass.
Thanks, sir. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I think the moral of that story is if you don't have a kayak, go get one. Excuse me. Yeah. Excuse me. No, and the other thing is, like, I see this last ordinance here. I guess I should have went to school to be a millwright because the gearbox is pretty expensive, but needs to be done. So with that, I pass, Mayor.
Thanks, sir. We're just not lowering streets. We're adding new drainage of 25 miles of new streets. So thank all council for all everything I said. Okay, we need a motion. We got that motion. Any all approve? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody says no on this one? We pass. Thank you, Madam Secretary. It brings us down to our first readings.
Ordinance 2019-28, approving the purchase of one 2019 High-Star H110-foot pneumatic tire lift truck, $61,734.65.
So moved.
Motion Bass. Second Castelos. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-29, annual contracts with ACT Pipe and Supply, Group 1, Accurate Utility Supply, Group 2 and 6, and Coburn Supply Company, Inc., Group 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8, for the purchase of water and wastewater fittings and supplies.
Motion Lehman.
Second.
Second Harrison. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Ordinance number 2019-30, interlocal agreement with the City of Houston, Texas for the SCWPP metering station, Phase 1, Project CIP W058, for a total appropriation of $901,314.24 to be funded by Water and Sewer Revenue Bond Funds, 2017 Certificate of Obligation, and System CIP Fund accounts.
Motion.
Motion Caton.
Second.
Second Shanebine. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Ordinance number 2019-31, amended and restated cost-sharing agreement with the City of Houston, Texas for the Southeast Transmission Line Project in the amount of $46,748 from the System CIP Fund account.
Motion.
Motion Castelos. Second, was that Lehman? Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Sir?
Ordinance number 2019-32, contract with J. Morales, Inc. for survey services for Spencer Highway 12-inch waterline project Phase 2 from Lafferty Road to Burke Road, South PW055, for a total appropriation of $13,150 from the System CIP Fund balance account.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine. Second Bass. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-33, contract with Level 1 for the printing and mailing of utility bills for a period of 2 years.
Motion Lehman. Second Villarreal. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-34, approving grant application to the State of Texas Office of the Governor, Public Safety Division, Criminal Justice Division in the amount of $167,100 for the fiscal year 2019 NCSX Implementation Assistance Program, which would assist in funding the appropriate software and technology infrastructure to allow for and support the submission of crime data to NIBRS.
Motion.
Motion Castelos. Second by Villarreal. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, and we're deferring age, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
sir.
Sorry,
Okay.
not sir.
2019-35, amending ordinance number 2018-122, which adopted the annual budget for the fiscal year 2019.
Motion Lehman.
Second.
Second Shanebine. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? We have a no. Castelos. Excuse me.
Ordinance 2019-36, amending ordinance number 2018-122, which adopted the annual budget for the fiscal year 2019.
Motion.
Motion Caton. Second Bass. Any questions?
Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, we have a couple of adopted budgets here for the 2019 fiscal year. I'm voting no on these, and the reason being is because I believe we have a lot of spending that's going on in the city that is not kosher, in my opinion. We've spent over about $70,000 with rentals, car rentals, and gas cards. These are gas cards like you have a debit card, credit card, that the city is handing out to individuals, and they're able to go to any gas pump in the city and go fill up gas on the taxpayer's dime. And I believe that we need to have that information brought to council. Let us know how much money is being spent as far as and who has access to those cards and to the vehicles. These vehicles, again, we have pool cars, here at the city that if an employee needs to go do something, they can do that. So I think that
We have a point of order, sir.
who has the point of order?
Go ahead, Mr. Clark.
Mayor, point of information.
Go.
He can't come up with point of
Absolutely.
order. He's
With
not
the
part-
chair's
he's not-
commission-
We don't have a parliamentarian.
with-
He's not part of the
with
body.
the-
He's not a right to come up.
I made the point
He's
of
the
order.
city attorney.
Go ahead, sir. Absolutely, I can. That's in the, that's the may stand up. Go ahead, sir.
Well, I can't
You
talk
may
to
clarify.
anybody in the audience, and he's not a member of the council.
I can, sir. Go ahead.
Madam Secretary, would you please stop my time? Thank you.
I did.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Want me to address what Mr. Sutton?
Please, sir.
I'm up here in regard to what I understand is that you have an ordinance that's amending the budget?
Correct.
And what you say, other than maybe a question, which you're not asking a question, you're just making a
Statement.
statement. I believe it's out of order in this regard. First of all, you're governed by the Open Meetings Act, and you specify what you're going to be speaking on. That's not in your ordinance. Pardon?
No, I was just going to say I respectfully disagree.
He's talking, sir. He's got
You
the floor.
disagree with the being governed by the Texas
No, I
Open
disagree with
Meetings
you.
Act? The act requires that you post very specifically in detail what you're going to be considering at the council meeting. Other than maybe a question, you're going off on, and you've done it for over and over and over from what I've observed, making, and if you have a question about that, it's not on the posted budget amendment from what I understand. They didn't specify, you're talking about gas matters or something. And I don't have all the details, but that's my point to you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
Well, your
that.
point of order is taken.
And so
That's it, sir.
I still have time,
No,
Mayor.
your time's over,
No,
sir.
Mayor, I still have time left.
No.
Madam Secretary, how much time do I have left?
A little over, well, on the timer, it was a little over a minute before.
Thank you.
Well, I'll allow it, but you cannot talk about what you're talking about. It has nothing to do with the action that we're taking on, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. So again, like I said, this budget, I won't be supporting it. I think that spending is out of control, and I can't support this. So with that, I pass. And I will say this. This is an annual budget. I should be able to speak about anything on the budget. If it's an amendment to the budget of fiscal year 2019, I should be able to speak on anything that is on that budget. And for Mr. Clark to come up here and speak, to tell me I can't speak that, I think that he's out of line and he's out of order.
Again, you're out of line again, sir. So stick
Yes,
to
sir.
your comments.
Yes, sir. And the other thing is that, you know, whenever I contact a city attorney and email him and I don't receive an email back it's been over a month. I've asked him about specific items and he hasn't given
That
me
is definitely not
on
nothing that we're voting
the
on, sir.
budget. So
You are out of order again, sir.
I will not support this.
Thank you for that. Any other comments?
Yes, Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
I'm not supporting it for those reasons and other reasons. I'm not supporting it because in the past year and a half, we've got over 400 new employees. Is this service new employees? That goes for our deficit, our retirement, hospitalization, structures we can do in this city. And a year and a half ago, we had 900 employees. Now we got about 1,400 is the last I count. And so therefore, this budget's out of hand because it affects all of us. They had to have a tax increase, all increases. And the citizens are paying for it, and I hope they're happy with the service they're getting, but I just don't see it. They spent $100 million in certificate obligations without voter approval. They get away with that, and it's just obligating the city.
Sir, you're out of order again, sir. Let's stick to what we're actually voting on.
Okay, what do you want me to stick to?
Exactly what's on.
That's what I'm talking about. The
Absolutely
budget.
not.
The budgets, employees, that's personnel, that's part of the budget.
Go ahead, sir. Finish up.
I'm finished, but I just want to let people know that's basically what it's for, is the 400 new employees.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And their gas.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Mayor, I would like to make a comment on this. As we move forward throughout our fiscal year, we have to make adjustments, line item adjustments to our budget. That's how businesses work. You have to fill the buckets with the appropriate amounts to fund ongoing projects and to fund people's salaries and to get the work done through the city. Yes, we have added new employees within the city. We are a growing city. I would rather have the issue of being a growing city compared to a declining city. And I would rather have, and the number's closer to 1,300 employees than 900 employees, or going backwards to 700 employees. Because with growth, you have to provide services. And throughout the last 2 years on council, this council has more or less worked together to provide great city services for our citizens. And I look forward to continuing that going forward in the future. and that being appreciative that we are a growing city and that we have a city controller that looks at our budgets in a very expeditious way and ensures that we continue to be responsible with our funds.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments?
Mayor,
Go ahead, sir.
I believe in regards to this, the backup data is recommend the approval of the 2019 budget. And basically, the city is receiving $4.5 million from the Port of Houston. So we have to amend it, and that's one of the main reasons that we're doing this.
Yes, sir.
For that, I'll
Apparently,
pass.
council missed that. Yes, sir, you're exactly right. Okay, all in favor?
I didn't get an opportunity to speak.
I'll let you. Go ahead, sir.
I think with this budget, we have to remember this is not our money. It's not any individual council member's money. It's not the mayor's money. This is the taxpayers' money, and the taxpayers deserve to have knowledge and access, and council members deserve to have knowledge and access to where their money is being spent. And some council members on this council want answers. They just want simple questions. Where is this money going? That process has been denied to us. And that's why some of these council members are voting no. That's why I'm voting no on this, because it's just a simple matter of transparency. And there's a famous quote that says, "I may not agree with what you have to say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it." And right now, what you see is an orchestrated effort to restrict what these council members say and what access they have to about your money, about our money. It doesn't belong to any one person. And if a council member asks, where's this gas money being spent? Where are these cars being rented to and who has them? That should be a very simple answer, and we should have that information, and that's why they're voting no. That'll pass.
Real quick.
Mayor,
Go ahead, sir, and I'll finish it. Go ahead, sir.
you know, every year we vote on the budget. There's a lot of things during the year. For example, money may move from one place to another. For example, some of these gas allowances. I don't care if they fill up at the gas pump or if we got a card, they fill it up. As long as it's being used for those cars, that's fine with me. And also, we got some of our employees have rental cars, and some of them have.
I'll take your point of order. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Kate.
Okay.
Finish your comments on something else.
Yeah, and some of the cars are bought. Okay, we buy some of them, and we rent some of them.
Okay.
So there's a lot of details, you know, in the budget that we're making some changes on these revisions, but the money is still there. We move some money around occasionally. We don't know at the start of the year every little detailed, minute item that we're going to spend the money on. As long as we stay within the budget, we're fine, and we're staying within the budget without a pass.
Thank you. Thank you, all council members. And real quick, council members were sent a email from me explaining who has those cards, who has the cars, and who's renting. And why you don't get it and why you don't say the truth, I don't understand that. There's nothing hidden about this. Enough is enough on this. All in favor? Any opposed? We got 3 noes. Go ahead, Madam Secretary.
Ordinance 2019-37, annual contract with Pasadena Company for the purchase of mechanical repair and operation supplies.
Motion Bass. Second Harrison. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Madam Secretary brings down the resolutions.
Okay. Resolution 2019-19, accepting in-kind donation of books valued at $500 from Mary Williams for the multipurpose center.
Motion Shanebine. Second Casados. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-20, accepting donations of various pet supplies, including dog beds, paper towels, pet wipes, cat litter, bowls, cat and dog toys, blankets, towels, treats, and potty pads valued at $225 from Ms. Sela Salazar, and dog food, cat food, litter, and towels collected and brought in by 3 Kids Rescue Shop for the care of animals at the animal shelter.
Motion Lehman. Second Villarreal. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-21, accepting donations from various anonymous donators totaling $3,182.88 for care of animals at the animal shelter.
Motion Bass, second Castelos. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-22, accepting donations from donors totaling $2,559.73 for care of animals at the animal shelter.
Motion Shanebine, second Lehman. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-23, accepting a donation of $5,000 from Chevron Phillips Chemical for the 2019 VIP sponsorship of Team Up to Clean Up.
Motion Villarreal, second by Harrison. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-24, directing the city secretary to accept and file executed industrial district agreements whose form and substance was approved by ordinance number 2018-107, including 10201 Bay Avenue Boulevard and Roy E. Henderson.
Motion that was Shanebine, second by Bass. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-25, approving and adopting an amendment to the Articles of Incorporation of the Pasadena Second Century Corporation, a Type B Economic Development Corporation operating pursuant to Chapter 505 of the Texas Local Government Code as amended, changing the name of the corporation to the Pasadena Economic Development Corporation, and providing for an immediate effective date.
Motion Lehman, second Shanebine. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-26, approving a memorandum of understanding with HEPTA Capital LLC, which is considering developing and constructing a resort hotel, water park, theme park, and master planned mixed-use development on property located south of Fairmont Parkway and east of the intersection with Red Bluff Road.
Motion Shanebine, second Bass. Any questions? Yes? Go ahead, sir.
Last 2 weeks ago, when they came by to approve all this, they were going to approve, they were only asked for 132 acres. And now they asked for 232 acres. And that's in the caption here, and it's in the map they gave us. And I was looking at the map. The map includes the Civic Center, the rodeo grounds, the Strawberry Festival, the things that we're real proud of this town. So if this memorandum is passed, and it is a contract, what they say it's not, it is basically a contract, that they're going to have the authority to the two things we really enjoy in this town, the rodeo and the Strawberry Festival. It's all under their jurisdiction if this plan goes to work. And also, the revenue says significant revenue added to the city. The city, we've been through this before. Billy Bob wanted to put a cowboy deal out there on the rodeo grounds, etc. Yeah, but it was right across from the First Baptist Church. I don't approve anything, a nightclub or anything next to First Baptist Church, and they're going to have clubs here. They're going to have a big pond. I call it the Creature of the Black Lagoon. They had it again. It's the same thing. And a hotel. What citizen in my district is going to go out there for a hotel? We got Strawberry Park that's losing money. We've got so much competition. We're going to compete with our hotels here. And they're going to perform certain basic incentives for the development poultry resort. The incentives are you cannot charge ad valorem taxes on city property. So if they get a 50-year lease, I figured up Billy Bob on a $20,000 an acre on that acre out there. Over 50 years, they're going to save, they would have saved about $60 million in ad valorem taxes. Now, this affects everybody, all Pasadena, because taxes are taken away from there, and to build roads and infrastructure.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments?
It's a sham contract, and
Thank you,
whoever
sir.
supports it
Thank you,
doesn't
sir.
know what they're voting for.
Your time's up, sir. Any other comments?
Mayor, I'd like to speak to this one. This
Go ahead,
is, I think this is one of those defining moments in Pasadena where we have an opportunity to do something. You know, we have opportunities to build a new fire station, build a new courthouse, tear down the bank building. This is an opportunity to explore. This is a memorandum of understanding. It's not a contract. Anyone in the legal profession will tell you it's not a contract. This is giving them the exploratory permission to put up $1.25 million of their own money that's somehow going to filter back through Pasadena. And if they decide to do 122 acres of the acreage that we have out there by the convention center, it's going to provide a luxury.
You're out of order, sir.
Well, let's split that. So, we're going to have, the possibility of a luxury hotel. We'll have the opportunity to have our Chamber of Commerce events in our own city for the first time in a long time.
You're out of order, sir.
Also,
one more time,
too, sir.
You're leaving the room.
Also, too, sir, this
Officer, excuse him out of the room. Please, Mr. Harrison, leave the room.
Point of order, Mayor, that's a little bit, he's
No,
just asking for a
I
point of
gave you a
order.
warning, and I gave you 3 warnings, and you didn't take it.
Well,
Please leave the room.
Point of information, Mayor, I mean, we can't have back and forth talk for Robert's Rules of Order. I mean, if you're gonna dismiss him, they can't, he can't be dismissed.
Matter of fact, you're out of order, but I'm gonna say, you're right, back and forth talking, that's what he was doing. He's
He was
disrupting.
speaking to him,
the other
though.
room.
As
He
long
can't
I was
speak to
making
him.
general comments, sir.
Mr. Harrison, please leave the room. Mr. Harrison, please leave the room.
This is absurd. I mean,
Absolutely.
He's an elected official, Mayor.
You're out of order. You don't have the floor. Mr. Harrison, please leave the room.
Mayor, you're wrong and you're out of order. You don't know what you're doing, and
I thank you for that, sir. Please leave the room.
back on the police department and throw me out for no reason at all.
Please,
You're ridiculous.
please leave the room, sir.
That is on my time.
Yes, sir. Please leave the room. Thank you.
Mayor, may I ask if you can reconsider, give him another opportunity to finish his meeting out?
We only got a couple votes.
Well, since you asked, Mr. Harrison, I'm going to give you a pass on this one, but you have to follow the rules. Remember, we have the adopted rules, not Robert Rules of Order, so please obey the rules. One more outburst. No, you're not talking. One more outburst, you are out. Thank you, officers. I really appreciate y'all's job. Good job. No more outbursts. That's it. No, sir, you cannot. One more outburst, sir. You're going to leave the room. My goodness, I was being nice. His councilman stepped up for you. Now, obey the rules. Okay, let's get back to city business here.
May I finish my comments, sir?
Yes, sir. You probably have a couple seconds left. Go ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Again, I'd just like to reiterate, this is an opportunity for us to grow our city. It's not costing us a penny, and it's an exploratory process that's going to benefit our citizens and our surrounding community. And with that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Go ahead, Madam Secretary.
Resolution 2019-27, authorizing the Parks and Recreation Department to apply for a Crusade grant from the Candid Aid Foundation.
Motion Bass. Second, Lehman. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank everybody for coming out. Again, we have rules, and everybody here knows the rules. We must follow them. With that, God bless and have a good night.